Welcome to Numismatic Vault, the channel where coins aren't just spare change, they're hidden treasures waiting to be found. In today's video, we're diving deep into the world of rare and valuable state quarters. Some of these coins are worth far more than you'd ever imagine, and the best part, they could be sitting in your pocket or coin jar right now. So get ready, because by the end of this video, you might be looking at your change in a whole new way. Top 1. Today we are diving into one of the most iconic coins from the legendary 50-state quarter program, the Massachusetts State Quarter, released in the year 2000. This coin has a fascinating design, historical meaning, and in very rare cases, an incredible value that can leave you speechless. So sit back and listen carefully, because this might just be the story that inspires you to start checking your pocket change a little more closely. The Massachusetts Quarter was the 6th issue in the State Quarter series, and it instantly caught attention when it was released. On its reverse side, the design proudly features the famous figure of a colonial Minuteman. The Minuteman represents the citizen soldiers of Massachusetts who stood ready at a moment's notice during the American Revolution, symbolizing courage, independence, and the spirit of freedom. Behind him, you'll also notice a detailed outline of the state itself, along with a star marking the capital city of Boston. This design makes the Massachusetts Quarter stand out as both a work of art and a lesson in American history. Millions of these quarters were struck for circulation, and chances are you've held one in your hands at some point. But here's the catch: most of them are only worth 25 cents. The secret to their incredible value lies in their rarity, condition, and those fascinating minting errors that make some examples so desirable to collectors. First, let's talk about condition. The vast majority of Massachusetts quarters were used in everyday transactions, tossed into cash registers, or jingled around in people's pockets until they became worn and dull. But a tiny fraction of them survived in pristine mint condition, never entering circulation. These coins are graded by professional services, and when a Massachusetts quarter achieves a high mint state grade, especially MS-67 or MS-68, its value skyrockets. Only a handful of such perfect examples exist, making them highly sought after by serious collectors who want nothing but the best for their collections. Now let's move on to the part that collectors find most exciting: the errors. Minting errors turn an ordinary coin into a true treasure. Some Massachusetts quarters have been discovered with dramatic off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or misaligned. Others display doubled dies, creating a ghostly doubling effect on the lettering or even the Minuteman figure itself. There are also cases of quarters struck on the wrong metal planchets, giving them an unusual appearance and weight that instantly sets them apart. Each of these rare errors makes the coin unique, and uniqueness always drives collector demand and value. What makes the Massachusetts Quarter even more interesting is how its design ties into American heritage. The Minuteman is not just a symbol of one state, but of the fight for independence itself. Owning a rare Massachusetts quarter is like holding a small piece of Revolutionary War spirit in your hand. That powerful connection to history adds emotional weight to the coin's appeal and helps fuel competitive bidding when a rare example appears on the auction block. Collectors around the country keep their eyes peeled for these coins, searching through rolls from banks, coin shops, and even pocket change. Stories continue to emerge of lucky finds where an ordinary-looking Massachusetts quarter turned out to be an extraordinary discovery worth far more than face value. And that possibility is what makes this hobby so exciting. You just never know when your change might hold a hidden gem. So the next time you see a Massachusetts quarter from the year 2000, don't just glance at it and spend it right away. Hold it up to the light. Check the details carefully. Look for signs of sharp brilliance, unusual doubling, or striking mistakes. Because that simple act of looking closer might reveal that you're holding something extremely valuable. And now for the part you've been waiting for. The rarest Massachusetts state quarters from 2000, especially those preserved in flawless condition with dramatic minting errors, have been reported to sell for as much as $87,000. So keep searching, keep collecting, and always stay curious. Who knows, the next valuable coin could be sitting right in your pocket. Top 2. We are going to take a fascinating journey into the story of one of the most memorable coins in the state quarter program, the North Carolina State Quarter from 2001. At first glance it might seem like just another quarter, but collectors know that this coin holds secrets that can turn it from everyday change into something worth a small fortune. So if you love coins or enjoy the thrill of treasure hunting, stay tuned, because this story is one you don't want to miss. The North Carolina quarter was the 12th coin released in the ambitious 50-state quarter series. It was introduced in March of 2001 and instantly stood out thanks to its powerful design. On the reverse side, the coin celebrates one of the most iconic achievements in American history, the first powered flight by the Wright brothers in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. The design shows the famous Wright flyer lifting off with Orville Wright at the controls, while his brother Wilbur runs alongside. Above the plane, the words, "First Flight," are proudly engraved, reminding everyone of the groundbreaking event that changed human history forever. This design makes the North Carolina quarter much more than just currency. It is a tribute to human innovation, courage, and the endless pursuit of progress. Collectors love it because it is not only historically significant but also beautifully executed. The obverse side, like all state quarters, carries the classic portrait of George Washington. Together, these two sides combine patriotism, history, and artistry in one small piece of metal, but of course, the real excitement begins when we talk about rarity and value. Millions of these coins were struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and most of them circulated heavily. Because of this, the majority are worth no more than their face value of 25 cents. However, certain factors transform ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures. The first and most important factor is condition. Coins that were never used in circulation, often called uncirculated or mint state coins, are far more valuable. Professional grading companies examine these coins under strict standards, and those that achieve near perfect grades like MS-67 or MS-68 are extremely scarce. Their rarity makes them highly desirable to serious collectors who are always chasing the finest known examples. Another layer of value comes from minting errors, and this is where things get especially interesting. Some North Carolina quarters have been discovered with double dies, where the lettering or parts of the design show a clear doubling effect. Others have dramatic off-center strikes, where the coin's design is visibly misaligned. There are even examples struck on the wrong planchet, giving them unusual weight or color that makes them instantly recognizable. Each error coin is like a fingerprint, unique, rare, and fascinating. And because they are one of a kind, collectors are willing to pay top dollar to add them to their collections. What makes the North Carolina quarter even more exciting is the way it combines all these elements. You have a coin with a design celebrating one of the most historic moments in American history, struck in large numbers, but with a few incredibly rare survivors in perfect condition or with remarkable errors. That combination of historical importance and rarity is what drives demand and keeps values high. For collectors, finding one of these coins is like striking gold. Many search through rolls from banks, boxes of old coins, or even pocket change, hoping to stumble upon a hidden gem. And every now and then, stories surface of someone discovering that the quarter they nearly spent was actually a rare variety worth thousands. It is those stories that keep the excitement alive and remind us all that hidden treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered. So the next time you come across a North Carolina state quarter from 2001, don't just pass it along without a second thought. Hold it up to the light, check the surfaces carefully, and look for sharp details, unusual doubling, or striking misalignments. Who knows, you might just be holding a coin that is far more valuable than it appears. And now for the big reveal that every coin lover has been waiting for. The rarest examples of the North Carolina quarter from 2001, especially those preserved in flawless mint state condition or carrying dramatic minting errors, have been known to reach the astonishing value of $85,000. So keep hunting, keep collecting, and never lose your curiosity. Because in the world of coins, history and treasure come together in the most unexpected ways. Top 3. We're going to explore one of the most fascinating coins in the state quarter series, the Indiana quarter from 2002. At first glance it may just look like another piece of change, but behind its design and history lies a story that makes it one of the most exciting coins for collectors to chase. And if you stick with me until the end, you'll find out just how valuable the rarest examples of this quarter can be. The Indiana quarter was released as the 19th issue in the state quarter program, and it celebrates Indiana's proud heritage in aviation. On its reverse side, the coin features the outline of the state along with a detailed image of an early race car and a ring of stars. But the centerpiece of the design is the depiction of the Wright brothers' airplane in flight, symbolizing Indiana's connection to early aviation and its claim to fame as the home of the Wright brothers' legacy. Surrounding the design are 19 stars, representing Indiana's entry as the 19th state in the Union. It's a powerful design that combines state pride, history, and artistic beauty in one small package. Like all state quarters, millions of Indiana coins were struck for circulation at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Most of these went straight into everyday transactions and now live in pocket change, vending machines, or jars tucked away in people's homes. The majority of these circulated coins will never be worth more than 25 cents. But the rare story begins with the select few that survived in pristine condition or with extraordinary minting errors. Condition plays a massive role in determining value. When collectors talk about mint state coins, they mean pieces that were never released into circulation, coins that remain just as they were struck at the mint. A flawless Indiana quarter graded MS-67 or MS-68 is incredibly scarce, and those grades are what send collectors into bidding wars. Because the higher the grade, the more desirable the coin becomes, and the fewer of them exist in that level of perfection. But perhaps even more exciting are the error coins. Minting errors are accidents that occurred during production, and they create one-of-a-kind pieces that collectors absolutely adore. Some Indiana quarters show double die errors, where the lettering or parts of the airplane appear doubled, almost like a shadow image. Others feature dramatic off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted away from the center of the coin. There are also wrong planchet errors, where the coin was struck on metal intended for another denomination, giving it unusual weight or color. These error coins transform a common Indiana quarter into a true rarity, and they are among the most sought-after examples by serious collectors. The Indiana quarter also carries special appeal because of its subject matter. Aviation history has always fascinated collectors, and combining that with state pride makes the coin even more attractive. When you add in the possibility of finding one in flawless condition or with dramatic minting errors, it becomes clear why the Indiana quarter has gained such a strong reputation in the collecting world. Imagine searching through your spare change or a roll of quarters from the bank and spotting something unusual about an Indiana coin. The thrill of discovery, the possibility that you might have stumbled upon a hidden treasure, is what keeps collectors searching day after day. And sometimes those lucky finds turn out to be worth far more than you might ever expect. So the next time you see an Indiana quarter from 2002, don't just spend it without a second thought. Hold it up, examine the details, check for sharp brilliance, look closely at the lettering and images. That small effort could reveal that you're holding a coin worth a fortune, and now the moment you've been waiting for. The rarest Indiana state quarters from 2002, especially those in exceptional mint condition or carrying dramatic errors, have been known to reach the astonishing value of $83,000. So keep your eyes open, keep searching, and never stop collecting. Because the world of coins is full of surprises, and sometimes the smallest piece of change can hold the greatest treasure. Top 4. We are diving deep into the world of the Louisiana State Quarter released in 2002. This coin is not just pocket change. It is a small but powerful reminder of history, culture, and sometimes, unbelievable value. So make sure to listen carefully, because you might just learn that one of these little coins in your possession could be worth far more than you ever imagined. The Louisiana quarter was the 18th coin in the famous 50-state quarter program, and it was released in May of 2002. Its design is one of the most distinctive in the entire series because it celebrates the Louisiana Purchase, a monumental event that doubled the size of the United States back in 1803. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a detailed outline of the state of Louisiana alongside a trumpet with musical notes flowing out, a nod to the state's rich jazz heritage. You'll also see an image of the famous Louisiana Purchase Treaty document, symbolizing the deal that forever changed America's future. This combination of history and culture gives the Louisiana quarter a special charm that collectors adore. Like all state quarters, millions were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver facilities. The majority were used in everyday circulation and today are only worth 25 cents. But as always, the real excitement lies in the rare survivors that remain in pristine mint condition or the coins that came out of the presses with remarkable errors. Condition plays a huge role in determining whether your Louisiana quarter is just change or a valuable collectible. Coins that were never released into circulation, often called mint state examples, can be worth hundreds or even thousands depending on their grade. Professional grading services evaluate these coins, and those that achieve a near-perfect grade like MS-67 or MS-68 are incredibly scarce. Because of that rarity, they become highly desirable to collectors who chase the best examples available. Then we move on to errors, the part of coin collecting that always excites treasure hunters. Some Louisiana quarters have been found with double die errors, where parts of the lettering or design appear to have a ghostly shadow effect. Others display dramatic off-center strikes, where the design is shifted far away from the center, leaving blank space on the coin. Even more fascinating are wrong planchet errors, where the quarter was accidentally struck on a metal intended for another denomination, creating an odd weight or color. Each of these errors makes the coin truly one of a kind, and that uniqueness is what drives collectors to pay extraordinary amounts. What makes the Louisiana quarter even more attractive is the way it captures so much history in such a small space. The Louisiana Purchase was one of the most important deals in American history, and jazz is one of the greatest gifts Louisiana has given to the world. Holding one of these coins is like holding a piece of cultural and historical pride. When that coin also happens to be rare, flawless, or struck with an error, the combination becomes irresistible for serious collectors. Imagine stumbling across one of these coins in your pocket or in a jar of old change. At first, it looks like any other quarter. But with a closer look, you notice something unusual. Maybe the design is misaligned, maybe the details appear doubled, or maybe the coin looks perfect, almost untouched by time. That moment of discovery is what makes coin collecting so thrilling, and it's why so many people continue to search rolls of quarters, bank boxes, and their own collections for hidden treasures like this. So the next time you see a Louisiana quarter from 2002, take a moment to examine it carefully. Look for shine, sharpness, and any signs of unusual detail. You never know if you're holding something far more valuable than pocket change, and now the moment you've been waiting for. The rarest Louisiana state quarters from 2002, particularly those in flawless mint condition or showing dramatic minting errors, have been known to reach the astonishing value of $80,000. So keep hunting, keep collecting, and never lose the excitement of discovery. Top 5. We are going to explore the story of the West Virginia State Quarter, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance but has secrets that can make it extremely valuable. If you love history, design, and the thrill of coin collecting, then this is one video you will want to watch until the end. The West Virginia quarter was released in 2005 as the 35th coin in the 50-state quarter program. Its design is one of the most breathtaking of the entire series because it features the New River Gorge Bridge, one of the most iconic landmarks in West Virginia. The bridge spans more than 3,000 feet and towers nearly 900 feet above the river, making it one of the highest and longest steel arch bridges in the world. On the coin, the graceful curve of the bridge is captured in fine detail, symbolizing engineering achievement, natural beauty, and the strength of the state. Millions of these quarters were struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and because of that, most examples are only worth their face value of 25 cents. However, just like with all coins, the real treasure lies in the rare pieces that survive in pristine condition or carry fascinating minting errors. Condition is always one of the biggest factors in value. A West Virginia quarter that has been passed around in daily transactions will be worn and scratched, making it worth very little. But an uncirculated example, carefully preserved since it left the mint, can be worth a surprising amount. Collectors often look for coins graded by professional services, and when a West Virginia quarter reaches the highest mint state grades such as MS-67 or MS-68, its rarity becomes extreme. Only a handful of such top-quality pieces exist, which makes collectors compete fiercely to own them, but the excitement doesn't stop there. Minting errors can make an ordinary coin extraordinary. Some West Virginia quarters have been found with double dies, where parts of the lettering or the design appear to have a ghostly second image. Others feature off-center strikes, where the entire design is shifted noticeably away from the middle. Even more dramatic are wrong planchet errors, when the quarter was mistakenly struck on a coin blank meant for another denomination, giving it unusual weight or color. These error coins are like fingerprints, no two are exactly alike, and collectors are willing to pay big money for them. What makes the West Virginia quarter so attractive is not only its rarity and high grades and errors, but also its beautiful design. The New River Gorge Bridge is a symbol of human achievement and natural wonder. Holding this coin is like holding a tiny piece of that breathtaking landscape in your hand. For many collectors, that emotional connection adds even more value to the coin's appeal. Imagine the thrill of finding one of these rare pieces in a roll of quarters from the bank or tucked away in a forgotten jar of change. At first, it might seem like any other coin, but a closer look could reveal sharp, flawless details or even a dramatic error. That's when the realization hits: you're holding something truly special. So the next time you come across a West Virginia quarter from 2005, don't just toss it into your change jar. Hold it up to the light, look closely at the details, and consider its condition. Because hidden among the millions of ordinary quarters are a select few that are anything but ordinary. And now for the part you've been waiting for. The rarest West Virginia state quarters, especially those preserved in pristine mint condition or showing spectacular minting errors, have been reported to reach the incredible value of $77,000. So keep searching, keep learning, and never stop collecting. You never know when the next treasure will fall right into your hands. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another exciting journey into the world of coins. Until next time, happy collecting.